Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what you guys need to know right now. It's a general collective reading, okay? You're going to know best how it resonates and where it fits on your timeline, if it's past, present, or future, all right? So let's just see what you guys need to know right now. What is happening at this time? What is important? Let's see. Strength, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so Three of Cups, this has to do with a group of people. Some sort of information, communication coming in about some sort of evidence maybe, or an item, an investment, a gift. Okay, strength, Leo energy. Let's just see, what is this? I'm just gonna see where it takes us. Not sure yet if it's gonna be a crime reading again, but let's see. Why is strength here? The King of Cups in reverse, the Five of Cups in reverse, and strength in reverse. Okay, wow. So we're dealing with someone here that has a big ego, all right? This person is very controlling, aggressive, hostile, angry. They don't feel anything, all right? I mean, look at this. King of Cups in reverse and the Five of Cups in reverse. This person doesn't feel any kind of guilt, shame, regret, sadness, remorse. They don't feel any of that. All they feel is power and control, okay? What's the Ace of Pentacles? The Magician and the Knight of Wands. So someone here tried to create something. The Four of Cups in reverse. In order to release something or feel lighter. Something about forgiveness. A gift. This has to do, you know what I'm getting here? This has to do with like an identity that was switched out. Like somebody switching identities or something like that. Like you're dealing with someone that was very controlling, or they are very abusive even. They're very power hungry, aggressive. They lack any kind of remorse, feelings, very emotionally imbalanced, highly manipulative, very uncaring, unempathetic person. But then you have something here about forgiveness and a gift, but it wasn't with this person. What's the Knight of Swords? The Five of Wands, yeah, something about a fight, an argument, and they can't balance this out. Yeah, they can't switch this around. They can't, it feels like they're trying to switch out one person for another person, or they're trying to say that you had a fight with this person about that person, but it wasn't that person, it wasn't this person. You get what I'm saying? It's something that they try to switch, but they can't. Yeah, it has to do with a plan, or with somebody working on something, or trying to master something, all right? Something about someone's job. Something that somebody tried to keep to themselves in regards to their job. This, you want to know what this was reminding me of? The reading called This Investigation is like a clusterfuck, all right? The information is a clusterfuck. That is giving me this. Where in that reading it was about giving someone the wrong name, all right? And it's giving me that they did this because they didn't want to say who something really was about, like who the person really was. in a situation, all right? It's like they try to keep something under wraps or silent, but they can't switch this around. So tell me more about this King of Cups reverse here. Judgment in reverse. All right, so somebody's under judgment here. The Queen of Cups. The Four of Pentacles. This has to do with trying to hold on to something. This has to do with what someone has in their possession or what someone is holding on to with the Queen of Cups. Okay. Someone being heartbroken, a breakup, someone being hurt, feeling lost. And a cassette. Replaying events over in your mind. Outdated thinking, a cassette, or it could be maybe an audio tape of someone being hurt, someone being sad, someone feeling lost. This has to do with time. Yeah, it's like the time doesn't match up, okay? So this is someone that's trying to say they have something in their... They have something in front of them, right? Some sort of an audio recording maybe, okay, of you or someone being heartbroken about something, talking about someone, talking about something. And they're trying to say that it's this King of Cups in reverse maybe that you're talking about here, but you're not, because the time doesn't match, right? It's like this person was at a whole different time of your life, maybe, where these two people would have never crossed paths or something like that, right? Mirror. Yeah, they just mirrored it. They thought that they could just mirror this. They thought they could just pretend. So let me give you an example of what I'm getting here, okay? It's like somebody saying, I have this audio recording of you talking about this person, all right? But so let's say whatever this is from 5 years ago. Okay, just an example, 5 years ago. This person is now, it's like they don't want to have to say who you're really talking about, or maybe they don't even know. So they're trying to bring up a name of someone that's from 10 years ago. And the question though is like, why? Okay, so why are they trying to mirror this? When the time, they can't, that's the thing, they can't switch this around, okay? So it's something that they tried to replace. They tried to replace something, replace a person, switch something around, but they can't because the timeline doesn't add up. It doesn't match. If they're trying to say you were connected to this person a year ago, that doesn't even make sense because there's proof that you were connected to this person 10 years ago. Right? So it's like, who are you talking about in this situation here? It cannot be that person. So why are they switching that around, right? The King of Wands. Because of a King of Wands. Because of a choice that someone made here with a King of Swords. Because of a King of Wands and a King of Swords and a choice that was made. The Devil, this is someone that is controlling, someone that is abusive, someone that is aggressive, okay, toxic, jealous, possessive, angry, wrathful, okay? That's who you were dealing with in the past here. Yeah, this could be someone that you have some sort of protection from as well. With the Nine of Wands, like you might even have a restraining order against this person because of how aggressive they were towards you, okay? Or how, toxic they were. So you might have had to get a restraining order against this person, right? So yeah, it's kind of like someone trying to say you were connected to this person a year ago, but you have a restraining order against them from 10 years ago. So it's really giving me something like that where... So again, it's like, why did they do this? Why did they think this would work? Or maybe they didn't know that you had a restraining order or that you were protected from this person, or you could prove that you don't have anything to do with this person anymore. This has to do with a message, a letter. Could be a formal letter, a formal document, okay? Like a restraining order. And someone trying to come out of poverty. The pathway, this has to do with something that they used, all right? So let's say somebody stole your restraining order, because I've gotten this in other readings before. They steal your restraining order, then they doctor it, then they fabricate it, they change the names and the dates, and they don't want anyone to find out that they did this. So they try to switch something around. And this has to do with some sort of a tape or a video or a recording of something. Of someone in bad health, okay? Of someone in bad health. Adjudication, again, all right? Something about a lawyer, maybe. So why is this important? Because lovers, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, something about a relationship, all right? Or you didn't receive money from this person, or you didn't give someone money, okay? A relationship. No, they did. This was, yeah, it's some sort of financial news, all right? It's some sort of a letter, a formal document that has to do with money, okay? Like I said, it could be something like a protective order, restraining order, where this person is ordered to stay away from you. And if they get within 300 feet of you, then they have to pay you money or something like that, right? They can't go against that. It could be something like that. Financial news that they took a leap of faith on, all right? Yeah, it's a letter. It's a message. The Chariot in reverse. Yeah, so whoever this person is that did this, they realize that they can't move forward with this document, with this communication. It has to do with somebody not being able to travel, not being able to move on. What's that about? A mature man. And a main male in reverse. Okay, a mature man and a main male in the reverse. So this main male in the reverse could be this person from your past that's very abusive and cruel, all right? Put you in bad health, possibly. So why is this important? Why is this important like this? Because of an Empress in the reverse. Because of a toxic feminine energy, or this has to do with a Queen of Pentacles, a Queen of Wands, and a Page of Cups. This has to do with something that was given to a Queen of Wands by a Queen of Pentacles, or something that was exchanged between these two feminine energies, all right? Okay, so this document was given to a Queen of Pentacles or to a Queen of Wands, all right? Yeah, Queen of Swords, Hanged Man. And it has to do with what someone has in their possession, or they still have this in their possession, or someone does. Someone still has this communication. They still have this information. Someone still has this. What do you mean? And someone is in despair, because that means imprisonment. This is fraud. Courthouse. Yeah, it's fraud. That's why. Okay, so they did something with this document, all right? Or it's a restraining order that they altered and doctored and faked, right? So someone here still has this. They turned this in as evidence. And now they're stressed out in despair because they can't, it's like they can't take it out of the evidence cabinet, right? It's like they already turned it in. It's already been filed in, but it's fraudulent. So it's a loose end that they haven't tied up yet, right? They're in despair because this is fraud. This isn't their document. They stole this and they fabricated it, all right? All right, so why does that tie in with what a King of Swords did here? A King of Swords made a choice, or they're trying to move forward on something here. The Hangman and the Four of Wands, this has to do with something at a home, a property. They're stuck because of this. So now they're stuck because of something they did at a home or property. Yeah, because, okay, look, this is what they tried to say, right? So they tried to say that, so first they steal, it's giving me a restraining order, all right? So they steal it from somewhere else, then they fabricate it, they alter it, they doctor it, they change the names and the dates, and then they try to set something up at a home, at a property, to claim that they need some sort of protection, maybe from you, all right? So maybe they're trying to say that they need a protection order from you or from someone else because they want to walk away or they want to leave or something like that, okay? The Page of Cups, protecting a child maybe? The King of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So this is what they gave to this King of Pentacles in the reverse. And now they're stuck because of this. The Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's like a protective order. And now they're stuck because of it. Because it's fraud. And this has to do with some sort of messages on the phone, okay? Phone messages, screenshots. Yeah, the truth, okay? So this is the truth about these phone messages or something being communicated on a phone, all right? Has to do with these people getting themselves stuck with a fake story about needing protection, all right? Yeah, a third party, hooking up, flirting, dating, temptation. So the question though is, like, did they know that you still have this evidence? You still have the original? I mean, I can't imagine that they thought they could get through with this if, you know, if they knew you had the original. So what is that with love call? Something on the phone. The truth about some sort of hooking up, dating, love messages, the Emperor and Death, and Nine of Cups in reverse. This is the truth about a death, a permanent ending. Someone being unhappy about a third party situation. The Moon. Something about... Okay, so something they did in the past that really unsettled them. They felt nervous about this. They were stressed out about this because something was a secret, or they tried to keep something a secret because they were stressed out about it. They tried to keep something a secret. So what are they trying to keep a secret here? Is it the person or is it the document? It's a marriage. It's a marriage or a wedding. So they tried to keep something a secret in the past by saying something about a wedding or a marriage. This is how they try to balance it out with a twin. So yeah, someone wearing a mask, okay? Someone wearing a fake mask and pretending something about a marriage, a married couple or A death, Grim Reaper. The relationship is over, no second chances. So, okay, so basically they commit fraud with this document. And in order to make it look real, they try to stage this. They try to stage something. They try to frame something. They try to create a fake situation so that they can claim that it is real, or they can make it seem real. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting here. All right. And this has to do with someone being unhappy. There's no happiness here. Okay. Someone being unhappy. A hand of cards. They try to take a chance. They try to take a risk and be strategic with someone being unhappy. What do you mean with someone being unhappy? The Star. With someone being heartbroken about losing a lot of money, losing an inheritance, losing out on wealth and abundance and generational wealth, being heartbroken about this. They try to take they try to be strategic here. They try to take a chance while someone was unhappy because because they pretended in the past with a situation, with a marriage of, whatever, okay, and a fake restraining order. Just to sum it all up, all right? Okay. So basically, fraud, a lie, and now everything after that is them trying to cover up the last lie and the last lie and the last lie and the last lie. And it's all kind of to deflect from the first thing that they did, which is fraud. Or accuse you of, or say that they needed a restraining order against you or something like that, right? So that's the first thing that they did, to try and press charges on you, maybe like false charges, okay? All based on a fake restraining order, and they try to frame it, or they did something at a home, or they tried to say something happened that didn't happen. And everything after that is them trying to cover this up. Okay, so what's this Ace of Pentacles? This evidence. Girl talk in reverse. Yeah, something about not being able to move on, not being happy and single, not talking to someone. Yeah, something about time, clock, something about time. The time of a breakup, or when something happened. Something about heartbreak, all right, a breakup, and time, the clock, something about the timing of something. With an engagement ring. With a ring, with a gift, with jewelry. Okay, maybe it's jewelry, a ring, a gift, something like that. Okay. Yeah, this has to do with photographs or screenshots or documents. Or, look, it's a document with a signature on it, all right? A document with a signature on it. Yeah, okay, so something about like a restraining order. What else? That's what they're planning right now, okay? So this is a future plan here. And this has to do with them trying to avoid a catastrophe here with a relationship. So yeah, they lied about a relationship. They lied about a relationship. They're trying to avoid a catastrophe now. So they're planning this for the future to cover up this fraudulent restraining order, or this fraudulent protective order. So they're planning something to make this shit look real when it's not, basically. The Eight of Cups. This has to do with somebody walking away or leaving. The High Priestess, death in reverse. The High Priestess, yeah, but because they can't end something, or because there's no ending, or they can't transform something, okay? Or there was no ending to a new beginning in love, or what's the death in reverse? Yeah, they're trying to transcend an obstacle here, okay? The arrow. This is the next arrow here that they're going to try and shoot, all right? Them trying to transcend this obstacle is just going to be the next arrow, really. I mean, they just keep... The truth is going to come out anyways, but all right, go ahead and try. So here's their next plan, all right? They're planning again, okay? So, right, what's the Knight of Swords? Yeah, they're trying to figure out how to get a burden off their back, which is money, a lot of money, okay? A lot of money. So what, okay, so they try to cover up this money with a fake restraining order, a falsified restraining order. This is how they try to cover it up the first time, okay? And this is what they're trying to get off their back, I guess. This is what they're trying to release themselves from, all right? This is their new plan. It's something like that, or their old plan. They're just continuing the plan, all right? And this has to do with the Hierophant, okay? Bad memories of the past, but it's already been exposed that this is something from your past, all right? Or this is not from their past. So they're trying to cover up. No, they already know. No. They already know that they can't use this fake restraining order because it's already been exposed that this is not theirs, and it's doctored and it's fabricated and it's not real. But I feel like that's how they try to explain away some sort of money that they got in the past. They try to say, oh, I got this money because of this restraining order, when that never happened. That was never their document. That was just a cover up. So they know they can't use that anymore, that excuse. But they're coming in with something new here to explain away the money. And it has to do with a ring. So it's like, so now they're going to try and say, I guess, oh, I got all this money for a ring. Somebody sent me all this money so I could buy an engagement ring. Or I could buy a gift. Or I could buy jewelry or something like that, maybe. Is that what they're going to say next? Okay. Yeah, Magician. The Ten of Pentacles. This has to do with something they're trying to create here with a lot of money, a lot of abundance, a lot of wealth, something they're trying to manifest here, all right? The Empress. Yeah, all of it, look at them, all of them working together to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, and try and get away with something. Okay, this is how they think that they're going to have victory and success with the Hierophant. Who's the Hierophant? Crying to the judge, crying to the prosecutor, crying to the lawyer, crying to the law again, all right? This is how they think that they're going to get things in their favor, is by coming back around, crying again to the prosecution, the judge, the law, about this money, okay? Or a family room is in despair, okay? So someone is in despair about a family, all right? Oh, but they're liars. They're liars. They're liars, they're thieves, they're criminals, okay? Or is this what, did they already tell this to the law? No, they're definitely planning something. I can see that they're planning something. Yeah, it has to do with the fact that this plan didn't work with their divorce, or this fake marriage, or they're not married, or yeah, the plan isn't going to work because someone's divorced, or they're not married, or this marriage doesn't exist, or divorce. Okay, the plan not working with a divorce has to do with a family lying and crying to the prosecutor, or crying to the judge or the lawyer. So wait a minute. So you're telling me they did this in the past and now they have to figure out how to get themselves out of it, or they're trying to figure out how to get themselves out of that, out of the past lie, is what it feels like. Okay, what else? The lie, look at this. A Queen of Cups in reverse and a liar. Or they're going to try and create some sort of a lie here based off of a Queen of Cups in the reverse. Okay. And a breakup. All right, a breakup. Okay. Yeah. Trying to win at all costs here. Trying to get what they want. Trying to be calculated and cunning with some sort of sadness. Saying that they're sad about something, about a breakup. Yeah, this is how this group is working together now, okay? They're coming back around, justice system. Here they come, okay? Coming back to the law, to the prosecution, to the judge, to the police. I don't know. Coming back to give more messages that don't belong to them. Or that they never sent, or that you never sent, or that you never received. Okay, or just not their messages at all. Yeah, Ten of Swords, a Chariot, a betrayal. They're coming back to say something about an ultimate betrayal and somebody traveling or moving on and someone feeling betrayed about going somewhere, traveling somewhere. Okay, all right. The Fool. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Okay, King of Wands, they're coming to take this risk here, this leap of faith. What's this Ten of Swords? The Ten of Swords, because of somebody not breaking up, somebody not giving someone the silent treatment, somebody not being abandoned, somebody not cutting someone off, somebody not cutting someone out, a narcissist. Okay, a manipulative narcissist who's gaslighting and using you, or just lying, okay, flipping things around about, you know, oh, you can't cut me off, you can't tell me to do this, do that, right? It has to do with a marriage and a vacation. A marriage and a vacation, or a wedding and vacation, a wedding and a honeymoon, or someone being happily married. Okay. Yeah, nobody got stabbed in the back here, okay? Nobody got attacked. Nobody got attacked. Nobody got stabbed in the back. It's just a narcissistic snake that is trying to charm people, all right? So they're coming back to lie about someone being controlling. So here they come again, trying to say someone is controlling and someone is possessive and jealous, you know, and okay, so basically, they're going to try, I guess, and go back to their first plan of whatever this was with this fake restraining order, or trying to frame someone as being obsessive, possessive, controlling, and jealous. All right, so they're going to go back to that one. And this has to do with a ring, an engagement ring, a gift, jewelry, trying to explain away the money, trying to cover up the money trail, trying to cover up the fraud in the past and the lies. Okay, something that they can't switch around. They can't take it back. Yeah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Just like every other plan, it's not going to work. But they just don't give up. All right, Queen of Wands, they just don't give up. No, they want to come back around and try and defend themselves. Look here. Here's the strategy. Okay? The strategy that they have here is that they're going to claim that they need protection from someone trying to do something to them, trying to unalive them, trying to do something to them permanently. All right? So basically, they're going to try and accuse you of wanting to hurt them and that they need protection. And they're going to try and make you look controlling again, all right, because of this fake restraining order. It's because it's fraud. That's why. They just, Four of Wands, yeah, at a home, all right? Here they go again at a home. They're not going to get out of it. They can't get out of it, okay? Again, it's like the maze where they keep trying to find the exit, and this is the next exit they're trying to find, okay? Yeah, they cannot get out. They cannot get out of a letter, okay, or something they communicated in the past, all right? So here they come again, trying to win at all costs with this relationship, okay? Something about a relationship, a contract between two people, okay? They're going to try and take a leap of faith here with a Queen of Cups in the reverse. So I guess they're going to try and come and say that you're controlling when it comes to this Queen of Cups in reverse. You're controlling and you're obsessive and you're whatever that is. Okay, I don't, so dumb anyways. Because of this, because you're not getting an inheritance, because you're cut out of the inheritance, because you're not, or are these the two things that they lied about in the past? All right, losing an inheritance, not getting an inheritance, something about an Empress in the reverse. Okay, I don't know. It could be the lies of the past, or this is what they're trying to say now. This is what they're working on right now. Okay. Yes, this is what they're scheming, plotting, scamming, lying about right now. This is what they're thinking about silently. When they think no one is watching them and they think no one knows what they're thinking, how they're going to get away with this, except Spirit and God sees them, hears their thoughts, sees their plan, okay, before they've even put it on paper. All right, that's why it's coming out this way. So, okay. Let's see, closing words, anything else about this plan that they have here, them trying to get away with some sort of fraudulent documentation. Yeah, it has to do with the money that they got, okay? So they're still trying to cover up money that they received for something. They received money, they lied about this document, this restraining order, whatever it is, in order to cover up what the money was actually for, and they're going to try, what it looks like, is keep the lie going that you're controlling and that this restraining order is real and valid, even though it's not, all right? No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, but okay. It's going to be sloppy craftsmanship. Yeah, look at the signature on that thing. Financial news. You want to know why it's not going to work? Because I feel like that signature is sloppy, or the signature isn't going to look right. I don't know. There's something about sloppy craftsmanship, or a moment of enlightenment about financial news, or this plan isn't going to work. All right. They're trying to get away with something here with a relationship. That they said about a relationship, an illusion they created about a relationship. The fact that there was no fight, the fact that there was no argument, there was nothing that happened, there was no competition, no conflict, nothing. Nothing ever happened. They set something up, they tried to frame it a certain way, okay? They tried to lie about all this stuff. It never happened, and they're trying to get away with it because it's fraud. Yeah, it has to do with an emperor and somebody walking away, okay? Wanting to walk away. Yeah, here's the truth about this group of people, all right? They feel so burdened, okay? They feel so weighed down. They just want to keep trying. They keep trying to carry this burden through the finish line. They just don't want to put it down. It's a whole group of people. They just refuse to put this burden down. and come forward that it's all a lie. They just can't do it, okay? So I feel like you have nothing to worry about. It's not going to work anyways, but okay. Nope, it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire because the truth is already out. That's what they just don't want to realize, is it's already exposed. The truth is already out. It's going to backfire anyways. It's always going to backfire. But you can't stop these people from trying, really. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Throat chakra. Oops, these are the wrong cards. Throat chakra came out though. Okay, because something has already been said. Something has already been exposed. Something is already out in the open. Or it's been written down. It's like you can't take it back. They can't take it back. That's the problem, right? They've already said something that they can't take back. A father. January. Cancer and an Aquarius and a Scorpio. June. And a brother in September. And a Libra at the bottom of the deck, okay? So we got Scorpio, Cancer, Aquarius. All right, guys, I hope this helps. Okay, thank you for watching. Until next time.